Okay, this is my first time ever doing Instagram Live, so please be patient with me. We're going to be interviewing Sarah Mai, and as soon as I figure out how to add her, let's see if I can search for Sarah. Smaybird, send. Hi, Julie. I'm trying. Oh, there she is. Yay! You got it. You got it. So, those of you tuning in, this is Sarah Mai. She goes by Smaybird, S-M-A-I, Bird on Instagram. Hi, Jim. And Sarah, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and where you're from and what you're working on these days?
Yeah, so I'm Sarah. I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, so nice cold indoor place. Right now I'm working on a graphic novel with Houghton Mifflin. It's a cute little middle grade graphic novel about a girl who codes apps, so keeping me really busy. I'm in the pencil stages of doing that book right now. And I also run an Etsy shop, which I just opened last month. I put more products on there, so that's keeping me busy. And I'm also working on my own book, slowly but surely. So we'll be pitching that sometime in the next couple months. And that's all I'm doing right now. Not too much.
Not too much. Well, you know, one of the things in 2020 that many creatives have found is and have struggled with is finding joy. So that's something that I'm learning too as we are almost at the end of this 2020 year. And I wondered if you could share with us a little bit your creative avenues and how you create joy or how you keep your creativity when you're under the stress. And maybe you could help somebody else out there that might be struggling and give them some thoughts on how to beat the blues.
Okay, well, I can start with the creativity part. Mostly I try to not get into too much of a rut. That's by switching things up. I'll try different mediums. That's kind of why I started making earrings in the first place, is because I wanted to do something different. It kind of flexes a different part of my brain. Because most days I sit and I look at a computer screen or an iPad screen and I draw for 7 or 8 hours and then I feel totally, drained. But then if I kind of go and do something that is more, hand-eye coordination or kind of more tangible, or I'm, using a real pencil, or folding paper, like any kind of, using scissors, something that's a little more physical, that usually helps me kind of feel a little more creative, a little more inspired. I also try to do a lot of reading and looking at other people's artwork and kind of seeing what I like from their artwork and maybe trying a texture or try different shapes. So I'll take out like a sketchbook or I'll take some paints and I'll just kind of, play with colors. Or I'll make some stamps. I have some stamps here. I'll carve a little stamp, just a little one. So I kind of try to break up the different types of artwork that I'm doing, and it kind of helps me stay fluid and not feel so stuck, because that can be,
Do you find that having these hobbies actually kind of turns on a part of your brain that normally would not be able to be activated just by simply sitting and drawing or writing, that possibly that these hobbies are something that's deep inside of us? It's a subconscious type of creativity. Do you find that those things actually are more helpful than actually sitting and trying to write?
I think it depends. I think sometimes, like, I'm a very detail-oriented person, and if I don't flex different creative muscles, I will get a little too ingrained in a specific style. And so, for example, like making these earrings or designing a new little product, it helps, like these, it helps me kind of like break things down into the most basic shapes. So if I can make things as simple as possible, it's kind of a little bit of a challenge. And I think kind of flexing those different parts, it keeps you always kind of developing new skills first and foremost, but also like kind of helps you break down what you're doing a little bit. So it kind of keeps you feeling a little more, I don't know, what's the word?
I don't know. You're the English major.
Yeah, well.
Full disclosure, everyone.
Yeah,
Sarah is my daughter.
Yes, we're related. Can you tell? It's the glasses.
It's the glasses.
Yeah.
I have to share with everyone that you are my daughter, but by all means, you have found your own creativity through your own avenues, and you are creative from the very beginning since you were a little tot. About the only thing that I could take credit for is that I always had art supplies available for you, and nothing was hands off. So, and you always sat on my lap so nicely, and you never smeared the paint. So I could draw with a little baby on my lap. But so you actually, I wanted to talk about this because so many young people, you know, they want to get into illustration or, you know, this creative avenue, and you know, they're often, you know, that question of, should I go to art school or should I not go to art school? And this whole thought that you can become self-taught. So could you share with us a little bit about your education? Because I think it's a really, it was a kind of an interesting avenue that you, on your own, that you went down. You were about 18 trying to decide where you should, you know, make your next studies, step in your education.
Yeah. So when I was in I'll start in high school because that's kind of when people start thinking about that. I even started earlier. Well, so I kind of, what I explain it as is that I prepared for it, but I didn't plan for it, which it is like a illustration career, or, you know, doing illustration work. So I was always working on it. And I think since I love it so much, and since I loved it so much, I had it within me to just do it and do it all the time. And if you know me, well, you know me in person, but if anybody else knows me in person, they know that I am kind of always doing, like, I'm always drawing. I always have some paper or a sketchbook around. And I think I was preparing for it because I wanted to get my work to a place where I felt like I could do that work if it came to me. I was really lucky that it did, because it was weird timing. But so when I went to college, I wanted to get a degree that was different than the drawing, because I knew the drawing was something I was going to be doing anyway. So I decided to go for an English major because I've always loved to write and I've always loved to read. And it's something that, you know, comes easy to me. And I think that really helped me with my creativity because it kind of, you know, college, it opens up your mind and you get to kind of think about things that you normally wouldn't have otherwise thought of. And being told to do things is also helpful, you know, to learning. And so that was kind of the English side. And I made a lot of cartoons when I was doing a lot of reading because I was thinking about things all the time. So you read something, you do some theory, you whatever, and then you kind of apply it to your real life. And it's, I was always just kind of reflecting that, just with like a simple, I think it was like a $3 Muji sketchbook and some like Uniball pens. They're, you know, come in a pack, like nothing fancy, like really nothing fancy. So I got the English degree, but the whole time I was kind of working on my artwork and kind of developing my skills. And then I managed to get an iPad. So I started doing color with that. And it kind of developed, and, you know, I was doing painting and like little things, and all those little things kind of add up. But I think the main part is that I don't think you necessarily need, there are certain things you do need an art degree for, like if you want to do animation or if you want to, you know, work in a big movie studio. probably going to an art school is going to be a good idea, because you get those connections, and that's kind of a major part of getting those jobs is, you know, those connections. However, if you want to do just illustration, I don't think you really have to get an art degree. I took art classes. I took just a few art classes. But in you know, big college, like I went to a big university, I went to University of Minnesota, those art classes, they're not going to critique you in the way that maybe like a smaller art school will. I know in a lot of smaller art schools, the professor does a lot of one-on-one work with you, and maybe talks to you about your composition. In big art school, like in a big university setting, it's going to be like a big group discussion with 20 people, and they're going to tell you that they like your colors, or they think like the intention could be stronger. So it's a really different atmosphere. But I don't think you always necessarily need to go to art school to get to like maybe like a children's illustration place or editorial. It's just a lot of practicing. So I know I milked that question, but if there's any other, if that led any to other questions for you, let me know.
I'm looking at everybody's, people are checking in. Your Aunt Kathy has joined us.
Hi, Kathy.
We have a very big family, so we have a few of our family members checking in. So it's nice to see everyone. If you had to break down your top 5 ways to get creative, what would your top 5 be?
For me, my top 5, reading and looking at art a lot. I keep books like right by my desk. I keep like a huge, you know, collection of books.
Can you show us your?
Yeah, I can show you some books. You lent me this one. This is a great one called The Noble Approach.
I bought that. I can't remember who recommended that. It was an illustrator on Instagram recommended it. I bought it. It was very helpful.
Yes, very helpful.
What's the title of that again?
Called The Noble Approach.
The Noble Approach, yes. Okay.
By it's Maurice Noble. It's about animation design. You can kind of see some of the examples in the back. Like classic Looney Tunes, like background design, and amongst other things. But this book is great. Like, first of all, the colors are really inspiring. If you ever want to, you know, look at colors, this is a wonderful book. Even like the cover is just beautiful. But I do a lot of backgrounds now because I'm doing the graphic novel, and there's not much, I don't think there's much difference between drawing the graphic novel and doing like animation. Well, there is, but you know, in designing the thing, it's kind of like an animation because it's frame by frame, and you have to kind of think about what the rooms look like and what your world looks like. So that's been very helpful for me. What else do I have? This is the Best of American Comics 2019. I got this at Moon Palace Books in Minneapolis, published by Houghton Mifflin, but it has, I think it's Jillian Tamaki did the cover, and she's one of my favorite illustrators, comic illustrators right now. But there's a lot of different kinds of comics, so if you're kind of like, there's some more kind of conceptual ones, there's some more kind of long form. Isabel Arsenault does a really great book. Really cool stuff. Like, I don't know, you wouldn't find this like wacky illustration anywhere else, but lots of cool stuff in here. And then
graphic novels are really, it's a really specific part of the market in illustration. And I personally don't know much about graphic novels, but it's a part of the market that's really building. And I think that's what's so exciting about graphic novels right now is that a lot of the new creatives coming out of school, I see a lot of great work. There's a lot of animators getting into graphic novels. And what is the biggest challenge? I mean, we'll get back to the step, your ways of getting creative, but I just wanted to ask you that question. What is the biggest challenge of doing a graphic novel versus other types of illustration?
I think stamina is the greatest hurdle, at least for me. Yeah, stamina, because you're going to be drawing the same, you know, 4 to 8 characters. For me, it's 223 pages. And yeah, and
Yikes.
yeah, you get really familiar with it. Some days you'll be drawing like just people talking to each other for 8 hours, and that can be kind of tiring. But I think just being really disciplined about the way that you work helps with that. I am super like hyper organized. I have like a couple different charts that I track how many pages I've done every day. I write like, you know, I started at this, I ended at this today. And I'm just in the pencils right now. So once I get into like the really detailed stuff, it's going to be the same thing. It's going to be like just keeping the pace and keeping everything looking uniform and stamina is kind of like the main hurdle right now. But
so that can really tap your creativity.
Yeah.
Doing that. So were we on 1 or 2? So we have to finish our list.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about the list. Okay. Yeah.
Well,
so that kind of feeds into 2, which is I'm always trying new color palettes because I love neutral colors. And I like, if I could happily just draw with green and brown and like slate blue gray, like I'd be very happy to do that all day. But I have to kind of break out of that. And if you can tell, I'm having a little moment with pink and orange and light brown.
The painting in the behind you too.
My dad did this. My Dangerous Dave 62 on Instagram. Would appreciate the follows. No, but I try different color palettes. So right now I'm having fun with, I've never been into neons, but I'm having fun with some neons and like fluorescence. I did a zine last year that was in fluorescence, and they're not going to show up. But really fun.
Are those zines available on your Etsy shop?
They're not. But I think okay. I might have 3 of these. So if you want them really bad, I can sell them. But yeah, I don't have a risograph because they're like $10,000, and the ink is $1,000 per color. So I don't have that. I'm looking for if there's anybody in the Twin Cities.
If anybody wants to sell a risograph, Sarah's in the market.
Yeah, if there's a church that wants to get rid of their one from the 80s, I'll take it. Yeah, but I've been having fun with neons. I've been making earrings and stuff. Here's a pair I just finished. So like bright colors.
Yeah, check out these cute little ones. I always say
I made those ones.
My 4 eyes. Actually, it's my 6 eyes are on you all.
All the time.
So Sarah has some great earrings. Her little hobby, and they're so cute, and they just have all of her personality in it. So check out.
I hate to plug the earrings so much, but I'm having a lot of fun with them, and I kind of, because I finish my day, or I start my day with either doing the book, and then I do all the orders, which I'm super thankful for. Thank you for ordering things. I was not expecting it. Like I made some little dinosaurs this morning.
So cute.
Little spots. So just playing around with that kind of stuff kind of helps me loosen up. So trying new color palettes is number 2. Okay. Number 3, if you'd like. I like to experiment with textures. I'm not much of a texture person because most of my designs are pretty like flat. But when I have the chance, I like to play with I'm trying out stipple kind of textures. I'm trying out like dry brushing textures. Thanks, Will. The shapes are so perfect.
How do you get those shapes so perfect?
I just cut very carefully. I don't know if I have an example. Where's my stuff?
It's all that organization.
It's all filed away. No, I cut very carefully. And also, I'll tell you that they're much bigger when you draw them. Let me grab. Yeah. They're much bigger and they shrink a lot because they're shrinky dinks. But I take my I made little stencils for myself.
Fantastic.
And they're quite big. So this turns into this.
Those
and I just
cut. One of my favorite. Those
I just happy.
cut. I think people should get those and wear them in 2021. Those should be your happy earrings.
Fun. I very rarely squeal, but I like squealed when the little tiny boots came out. They're just so cute.
I saw the boots on your story today, and they're so cute. The right and left.
I know. That was my activity last night.
Requires little tiny hands.
Yes, I have very small hands. Yeah, but I just take like a big pair of scissors and I just very carefully cut. And I only cut in one direction. So I only cut, well, it's going to be this way for you guys, but I only cut this way. And then I flip the thing over and I continue cutting this way. So it never cracks. It's a little bit of practice, I think, because the material is kind of finicky. But that's how I get the shape so perfect, Will Tony. Thanks for the question. Yeah, so...
So we're a little ADD on the list, but that's okay. That's how the creative mind works. Are we on 4?
We're on 4. So 3 was textures.
Textures, okay.
4 is just do something totally else. Like don't like just totally something totally different, which could be cooking, could be going for a hike, it could be I don't do much these days. Cooking, going for a hike, earrings thing, reading a book, doing some like little paper mache. I'm gonna make some Christmas decorations this week, so like some snowflakes. What else do we do? I used to go to the gym and do like a yoga class, or I just rock climbing, just kind of getting the blood flowing. It's usually something physical.
Do you think that because of 2020, when you were limited as to how you could interact outside and move, do you think those will change? Do you think you'll change your way of or will you just fall right back into doing things the way they were? That's my question. I wonder how many people will.
I don't know, because yeah, I don't know. The thing is I graduated right, like I was graduating right when COVID started. So, oh, hot yoga. Will and I went to hot yoga classes every once in a while in high school. It was really fun. Super fun. I don't know, because I graduated right when COVID started, and like having a college schedule versus having like a normal adult work schedule is very different. I also have like no structure right now because I work for myself, and my days are kind of like, my work day is kind of strange looking. I'm not really great at working really early in the morning, so I'll get up like 8:39, make some coffee. This morning this morning I made like a bunch of little shipping things, like all the little bits that go into the earrings. So some kind of like mindless work. Oh no, just dropped all of them. Anyway,
oops.
God. It's okay.
Well, that will give you something to organize.
Yeah, that's another thing to work on. So I kind of wake up and I do some like mindless work. I'll check my website. Maybe I'll do some updating. I'll do some admin stuff, or I'll do some finance, like just very not creative work. And then I'll usually get started around 10, and then I work until 10 or 11. So
wait, you start at 10 and you work till 10?
Yeah, usually.
Solid.
With a little bit of break for dinner and lunch and all those things. Okay. But yeah, my days are kind of strange looking, and so I don't know what my life is really going to look like after, because I mean, if this thing lasts another year, I'll still be working on this book. So, or I'll be working
You're just on the first book right now.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. So I'll maybe be working on the second book. I'm not sure, but so I don't really know what that schedule is going to look like. I will, like, the one thing about the pandemic is that it has forced me to do things outside when I normally would not do things outside. So like most of my activities are outside based, which is great actually, because I mean, I'm lucky to live in a city where there's so many parks and I can get to them, and I live really close to them, and it gives me something to do. But for the winter, when it gets really, really cold, I don't know, I might have to do some like online Pilates class or something. I don't know. It's going to get pretty.
You'll have to break the budget.
Yeah, I'll have to I'll have to find something else. Maybe I don't know what I'm going to do.
So we have, we have textures, we have studying colors, we have books, we have go out and do something else other than illustration and drawing. We have hobbies. Is that 5? Did we Did you do all
I
five?
suppose, yeah, I suppose that's the fifth one. I just wrote down learn a new skill, which could be anything.
Learn a new skill. Okay.
Yeah, which could be
Good.
anything. I don't know. I'm not sure what my next skill is going to be, because usually the thing that forces me to do that is just being like, I have like too much energy about things, and like once I feel like I've expended all of my energy in one, put all my eggs in one basket, I start feeling like, oh my God, like I'm never going to be different than the way I am now every single time. And then I have to pick up something new. So,
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you ever say I'm bored?
Yeah, I do.
You do?
I have so many hobbies.
Oh my gosh.
No, lately I have not been saying I'm bored. Lately I've just been like, I feel like I feel very like creatively satisfied at the moment. And like a large portion of that is just like being supported by my friends and like the community, and like getting orders is really like gives a little validation, which every once in a while you need. Because like the thing right now, which is the problem, is that I don't get a lot of feedback, because I'm with the book, I'm working on like a large chunk of it for months. Like I don't talk to the editors for 4 to 5, maybe 6 months, and I'm working on that all the time, and I don't have a ton of time to do other artwork or cartoons. And so getting a little bit of feedback for something that's different is really nice. So because I usually kind of guided or kind of got some feedback by just posting artwork on Instagram all the time. But
you get that little serotonin rush.
Yeah, I mean, it feels shallow to say so, but it's true. It's like,
okay.
Otherwise you're just making something in a vacuum, and that's not a totally great. I mean, I make it to share it most of the time, and if I make it to not share it, it's because I really don't want to share it. It's because it's either really bad or really personal, and nobody needs to see those. So yeah, I think
share them with me.
I'll share them with you. They're all in a bin in the basement if you really want to find out.
No.
No. There's a treasure trove. I have like 100-something sketchbooks from when I was like 5 to now when I'm 22. So there's a lot of every crush has been documented in those sketchbooks. I'm sure, but
well, I gotta go now. I'm gonna go.
Damn it!
Just kidding.
No,
I won't do that.
Yeah.
For the best. Well, this has been great chatting with you, Sarah. And well, I miss you, of course, but
miss you too.
Let's just give our audience a chance. If they want to check out your shop, where would they find you, and how can they buy things?
Yeah, Sarah Mai Shop. You can find it by going to Etsy and just looking up Sarah Mai Shop, all one word. I'm gonna burp. Okay. Or you can
nice.
I'm nervous. I'm gassy. No. You can go to the link in my bio. I'm like a real influencer now. Link in my bio, that's my website. And you just press shop and it'll take you right to my Etsy. And the way you order it, I have a lot of different color options. So you can just order and get the color that is shown in the picture, or you can go to the little color thing and send a little personalization message with it. Sarah with an H. Yeah, Sarah with an H. Sarah Mai.
Sarah
and you
Mai.
can pick for any colors.
I probably put it into the stories today after this interview. I know that this will be archived if I figure it out in IGTV, which is a new platform. And I can do a little post in my own feed and share your information, but always just go to @Sarah Mai. No, I'm sorry, @Smaybird. Sorry, @Smaybird. And in your link in your bio, you can find the link to the shop, which will take you to your website, which is your link to Etsy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes.
Great. Fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, it was so nice to meet you. I hope everybody enjoyed the very first interview. And I will this Friday have another illustrator, Sarah Dillard. She is the creator of Mouse Scouts. So if you have any little ones that are interested in learning about crafts and things that they can do at home tune in. I'm hoping to bring more of these in 2021 with more illustrators. I think it's fun to connect since we don't have the ability right now to meet other illustrators and creatives, to hold each other up and say, keep on creating. So thanks, everyone. Take care. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye.